Hello everyone, welcome to this first look unpacking video where I'm going to be having a look at the new Duotone paddle range. I have just unpacked and had a look, and you want to check out the new inflatable boards from Duotone, check out that other video. I'm going to be unpacking the paddles now because there's been a big change in the paddles. They apparently got a lot stiffer, a lot lighter, and they're really trying to bring in a lot more of that premium product vibe you get through the Duotone water sports range. So if you're unaware of Duotone, they do windsurfing, kite surfing, wing foiling, wings. They are really a big presence in the water sports industry at the moment. They have a sister brand, which is also Fanatic, which has been around for many, many years. So a lot of that R&D and development has come over from that brand as well. And we've been impressed with the stuff we've unpacked already. So there's going to be a few paddles in their range. They're going to offer 2-piece paddles and 3-piece paddles, varying in sort of carbon percentages going up the range, 40%, 60% and 100%. And they've got a more entry-level price point paddle, the one paddle that sits around £69 for a 2-piece paddle. So let's start off with, in fact, let's start off with that lower price point paddle now. That's one I've got out of box. So like all first look videos, I have not seen this stuff before. The packaging is obviously very nice, very biodegradable, very recyclable. Oh, they look nice. Feels like Christmas. As it's like Christmas, just get in there, do it. Ah, it unwrapped almost like it was meant to be. The one paddle, area 88 inches or 568 square centimeters. So plastic blade with a glass, I'm going to say, paddle. It's got a bit of weight to it, but God, it's pretty, in fact it's very stiff. A little bit of flex in the actual blade, but you'd expect that. Looks like a nice profile blade, nice and thin, nice scoop to it. Nicely finished, I have to say, very nicely finished. Not that I expected anything else. Oh, it's got an anti-twist system in it. Aluminium top section, plastic handle. So that's a nice entry-level first-time paddle. These are the ones I think you can get standard with all the packages at pretty good prices. You get this as a 2-piece, 3-piece and a kids version as well. So definitely the entry-level first-time paddling or family market, you're going to be going for the Duotone one paddle. Let's have a look at the 40% carbon now. How can I get into this? Oh. Definitely all the paper and the wrapping. So this is the Slim let's read it properly. Paddle Carbon 40 Slim Adjustable. The thing you just need to take away from that. So 40% carbon. Oh, it's a lot lighter. It's a lot lighter. Oh, it's a lot more refined. It's a lot lighter than that one. Straight away, if you can afford it, upgrade to the Carbon 40 Slim. Oh, slim diameter shaft. Much better for everybody, I'm going to say, but really for families, kids, people with smaller hands. I love a slim shaft. Yeah, we got carbon in the handle, anti-twist, solid, slightly smaller handle, I think. Blade is thinner, way lighter in the blade. There was a bit of weight in that one paddle in the blade. Nice. Slightly bigger area than the one paddle, but then it's going to offer you a little bit more power. Stiffness, yeah, that's pretty stiff. 40%, obviously further up we go in the range, the stiffer the stuff is going to be. So that is the Carbon 40 Slim. Nice. That one retails, jumps up in price, £169. That's still a pretty good price point for that paddle. The look, the finish, the stiffness. Yeah, nice. Okay, so this is potentially going to be exactly the same shape. Slimness. Ooh, 60% carbon. 60% carbon. I like the colorways of that. Bamboo carbon, 60%. The same blade shape, the same area, They're very thin, these blades. Yeah, they look nice. Really nice. The blade feels stiffer. Let's take the bend test. Yeah, it's stiffer. Doesn't feel massively stiffer than the 40. It looks nicer. Top section anti-twist. The slim shaft, super nice. It looks like a proper premium product, that does. So that one retails at £259. That jumps up quite a bit more than the 40% carbon. So the 40 carbon is a pretty good deal. This one definitely, it looks nicer. And if you want to treat yourself, going for the bamboo blade, yeah, that's a bit swish. So obviously I'm going to paddle with all these in a minute, but let me unpack the 100. And this one retails at £349 and it's only available in a 2-piece. The others are all available in the 2-piece and the 3-piece. So it's like £100 more expensive. Is it £100 more a paddle? Ooh, lighter. So this one is 95. Is that a smaller blade shape? Sorry, let me just see this. It's actually a slightly smaller blade shape, the full carbon. It is lighter, definitely, than the 60% bamboo. Very nice blade shape. The finish is really good, actually. They have done a really good finish on these paddles. So, still carbon slim shaft. Adjustment, anti-lock, anti-twist, sorry. Small handle. Let's check the stiffness out. I think I had them shut for the stiffness test, didn't I? Oh yeah, that's stiffer. That's a lot stiffer. Okay, big difference between the 60 and the 100. Marginal difference between the 40 and the 60. So if you want power, speed and performance, you're obviously going to go for the 100 and you're going to have to pay for it. But paddles are expensive now. And that does look like a paddle that's worth the money. You can spend a lot more on that on a paddle like that, and it is adjustable as well. So remember, this is a first look. This isn't a full review. This is me just getting on what I first think of them, get them on the water, give you an idea if there's something you should be looking at in the future. Let's jump onto the water now. So I've just come in off the water after paddling these paddles back to back on the same board, which is always a really good test to do. Starting off with the cheaper base paddle, you can definitely feel it's a cheaper paddle out of the rest of them. Definitely a bit more cumbersome to move around. Still feels nice and stiff and it still works very well for a cheaper price point paddle. Upper grade, you notice a big difference when you get onto the 40% carbon compared to the plastic glass fiber shafted paddle. This one, a lot better response, a lot nicer to paddle with, and it actually makes you paddle definitely more efficiently using this. You did notice a big step up actually with the 60% bamboo. You don't physically notice it when you're holding it, but when you're paddling it, it does feel, again, lighter and more responsive. The blade does feel thinner in the water. When you're cutting through the water, you can feel that, and again, it just feels nicer to paddle. The carbon, 100%, it's lighter, it's stiffer. Again, it's a slightly more responsive feel. It makes you want to paddle even faster. It's got a more of a sort of slender blade shape compared to the other ones. And you can notice the difference between this and this 60% bamboo as well. They all definitely deserve a place in the market, and I can see why they've got all of them. The best one out of choice for money is, I would say, the Carbon 40 slim diameter shaft. They're a bit lighter and a bit more performance than the cheaper one. And if you can afford it, going for the more expensive paddles, they do feel nicer on the water. So remember, this is a first look, my first impressions of these. If you want to hear a more of an in-depth review about any of these paddles or the boards, please let us know and we can see if we can sort that out. But hopefully this gives you a good idea if you should look at the new Duotone paddle range. There's lots of paddles in there, 2-piece and 3-piece that you can choose from. My name's Ruben, thanks very much, and we'll see you on another supboarder video soon.